is James. I have worked at the IEBC for the last 12 years since 2010. I was one of the people hired soon after the 2007-2008 post-election violence. I have decided to come out because as a patriot, I have waited for the police, the media, the courts, or the international community to call out the sham that is the IEBC, but they have not done so. I do this at a great risk to my life because I know that what I am about to share in this series of videos touches on the current deputy president, and if Ruto wins the case, then he will have full power to win every election using the same elaborate scams. To understand how election heists are done, we must first understand three key players. One is the former IEBC chair Isaac Hassan and now Wafula Chebukati. Second, you must understand two people who have worked for the IEBC and its predecessor, the Interim Independent Electoral Commission. These two people are Gladys Bosch-Sholei and Davis Churchill. The IEBC chair Wafula Chebukati and before him Isaac Hassan were handpicked with the idea of ensuring a win for the two Jubilee governments. They were not chairs to ensure free, fair and credible elections. Instead, they were heads of a crew that worked in the IT, voter registration and voter tallying to ensure Jubilee wins. This fact can be established based on the fact that when we hold by-elections in Kenya, the KIMS kit and all other technology works smoothly, but when we have general elections in 2013, 2017 and now 2022, we have issues of failed kits, bungled transmissions and unverifiable transmission system. In 2017, the then Chief Justice David Maraga and the Supreme Court discovered this, and that is how the election was annulled.
The decision of the court is that the first respondent failed, neglected, or refused to conduct the presidential election in a manner consistent with the dictates of the Constitution and inter alia the Elections Act, Chapter 7 of the laws of Kenya.
The fact is that since the days of Davis Churchill and Gladys Bosch-Sholei at the helm of the IEBC as Commissioner and Deputy CEO, a system to rig whoever they wanted into the presidency has been present. The system is based on 1. Who they hired while in office, 2. The back-end IT system that runs our elections, and 3. The tallying system that is relied on at the IEBC. For those who don't know Gladys Bosch-Sholei, she is the former Chief Electoral Officer at the Interim Independent Electoral Commission, former Judiciary Chief Registrar, was dismissed from the judiciary by JSC under CJ Mutunga and was charged with abuse of office for, among other things, irregularly transferring the Chief Justice's official Runda House to Johnson Muthama, who is the current UDA chair. In these positions, she created a network within the IEBC that would allow her to work her magic in 2013. For those of you who don't know, in 2013, she had just left the Interim Independent Electoral Commission. As Registrar of the Supreme Court, she was put in charge of the recount of that particular election. She, being partisan, never finished the recount. Instead, realizing that the numbers for Jubilee were fantastically exaggerated, she created a false report which confirmed that Jubilee had won. Remember, she was the one who had hired many of the people working within the IEBC. As a former registrar with a non-criminal charge sheet, Sholei was instrumental in the 2022 elections. Anyone who was watching the television would have noticed her fleeing the scene when she was caught. I will explain why she fled shortly. For now, let me introduce Davis Churchill, who was fired as a cabinet secretary under President Uhuru Kenyatta. He was a former head of Telecom Kenya IT systems and also the commissioner who was in charge of setting up the IT systems at the IEBC. He was in charge of hiring staff who are implementing the framework that is still being used to date. Churchill developed back-end access to the servers and ensured he kept tabs on the staff he hired, most notably the new CEO Marjan. Marjan moved with Churchill from Telecom Kenya to IEBC always have access to ensure that Kim's kits couldn't deliver results and were crushed. This algorithm that were locked away as the results of Musando introduced a new algorithm into the IEBC servers, and once again, no matter what the results came in, the gap between could be compromised. The of the region of high voter turnout. This means some votes. The next step in 2022, the game had changed, with not that was without the manual register. Have you noticed the manual register turnout has never been entry a day before clearance of for his own protection. PCI should the need legal activity evidence to others. Just the day before that, the Azimio team